Yeah, congratulations to Florida State. They played a great second half. They were the better football team tonight, and we certainly are not the football team that I thought we were, got to do a much better job, obviously, and developing our football team. We clearly were short in a lot of areas tonight, and that falls on me to get our football team to be better in most of the competitive areas that you saw tonight. Execution in the first half, the inability to convert in the red zone. Second half, didn't play with a sense of urgency. All of those fall on coaching and getting our players to recognize that and make those kinds of choices in practice. And then defensively, obviously, our inability to slow down the running game in the second half. The counter play was problematic for us. We knew they were going to run it. They added a two-back counter play, and we couldn't fit the play. And that's unacceptable from a coaching standpoint. You've got to be able to make those adjustments, and we failed to get that done. So, again, I take full responsibility for not having our team playing the kind of football I thought they would. And our players have got to make a decision that, they have to get back to the practice field and double down on their efforts and their attention to detail and their focus and the things that they need to do as well. But this is a total failure on a coaching standpoint and a player standpoint that we have to obviously address and we have to own. And we'll see. I know adversity is always going to strike at some time in this game, and this is our first real piece of adversity, if you will, that we have to address. And I'm confident our guys will and our coaches will rally in the manner that they need to. So with that, we'll open up to questions.
Jacques Douce, WAP-TV in Baton Rouge. Coach, the second half, do you think it was physicality, or are you surprised that they kind of pushed you around and 31-0 run second half?
Yeah, I'm quite aware of the score, and I didn't like the way we came out. I sensed it, I felt it, and I've got to take accountability and responsibility for the way that we came out in the second half. It's disappointing, but the buck stops with me, and I've got to get our football team to understand and recognize that you've got to play this game for 4 quarters with a mentality, and we just did not. For some reason, we thought we were somebody else. We thought we were the 2-time national champion Georgia Bulldogs or something. I don't know what we thought, but we were mistaken.
Right. Just the defensive matchups that your DBs had to face all night. Clearly, they're gifted receivers. Anything that you guys can do, anything that you saw that they could have done during this game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Coleman's a tough matchup. Wilson's a tough matchup. I thought we competed there. No, I don't know that there was much more else that they could have done.
Brian, the 4th down calls, can you take us through maybe the reasoning for those decisions there and what you would have liked to have seen done differently on those plays?
Well, I think they were pretty easy calls. 4th and goal from the 1, that was a pretty easy one. We're trying to run the football with an option for Jaden to pull it, and we'll have to just go back and look at the film and see what the looks are for him, and do a better job of addressing that in practice and giving him those kinds of pressure looks that force you to make those quick decisions. But no, those are pretty standard fourth down calls and decisions. I think both of those were, read option kinds of decisions that Jaden was confronted with.
Coach in the back, Jada Ferris, Tiger TV. What does this loss mean for the rest of the season for you guys, especially as you get into conference play?
It means everything as to what our mindset is. Like, how do we handle this? Is this who we want to be? Or do we look at this and say, this isn't the kind of football team we want to be? So, when you have these kinds of losses, they're disappointing, and in some instances, they're devastating losses, but it's how you respond to them. And they have a chance to respond to this very disappointing performance in the second half. And so the choices they'll have to make will be ones that start tomorrow. How they handle themselves 24/7 is really what I'll be interested in seeing.
Hey, Coach, Glenn West, Go247. Just curious on, Logan Diggs wasn't out there tonight. Just curious maybe what happened with him. And then also the running game as a whole, just how do you guys think you can get that going after kind of a really tough night for your backs overall?
Well, I mean, everybody's searching for balance in the running game, so we didn't have the kind of balance that we needed. Logan Diggs was a coach's decision. I don't know quite whether he's 100% and able to practice at the level that we need him to quite yet. Yeah, I mean, look, everybody's looking for that balance in the running game. You saw what we tried to do. We tried to run the football in those very important downs, and we weren't as effective. And we're going to go back and we're going to work on it, and we're going to continue to be diligent in those areas because we've got to be better at it. So we've got a minimum of 11 more games. And I'm going to tell you now that we're going to be better, and we're going to commit ourselves to that.